Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
I am Amanda.
Oh my God, we finally got her name.
I don't know if I can continue the episode.
That's it. We're done.
I'm too shocked. Actually, this is Amanda. Thank you for sharing your name. This is really the high point for me for the episode. I really appreciate it because we're going to be speaking about a movie tonight, and I'm not excited about that.
So you all watched it?
Yeah, I watched it.
I watched it like 2 months ago and refused to rewatch it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
I would hope so. I was just like concerned when you asked the question that you didn't watch it, and we're just gonna talk about the concept of Three Caballeros.
Yeah. No. Honestly, it did. I rode the Three Caballeros ride.
They have a ride? What?
Yeah, in the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot.
I didn't know they had a ride. I didn't ride. When did that become a thing?
I feel like it's been there for a minute.
I'm looking it up. I'm doing a little Google search. Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros is a gentle boat ride.
Yeah, in Mexico.
I feel like I vaguely remember this now that I've heard it's a boat ride.
It opened in 2007. I was there. Fuck. Why didn't I ride that?
Because it's not something that you can like.
I've hidden it.
Yeah, it's not like a big like, oh, look at me, here's a ride over here. So.
I love the Three Caballeros, not the movie, the characters.
Yeah, so it's a fun ride, and it made sense where the magic carpet came from.
Yeah, I was shocked to see a magic carpet in the middle of this movie.
It's like 40 years too early.
Yeah, are they stealing from Aladdin, or did Aladdin steal from them?
Aladdin stole from them, obviously.
Well, but I've never heard of a magic carpet in like Mexican folklore.
No, but I've never heard of a bird with pistols either. So
yeah, Panchito
Pistoles.
Yeah,
part of his name. To be fair, he does have to have the guns.
In the end scene in the Three Caballeros, I think if I remember correctly, Donald has maracas, Jose has the little guitar or a ukulele, I'm not sure, and Panchito has guns, but they have like the little, what do you call them? The little flags coming out that say "bang" on them, so they're not real because we can't be having real guns anymore.
I mean, to be fair, it would be pretty scary riding a ride and then a bird animatronic fucking has a gun pointed at you.
Yeah, that's very fair. Very fair. I will say something fun about this. Jose in the ride is voiced by Rob Paulsen.
Why? Why is it worse? What? Why did Disney in the 40s, why were they able to get a Brazilian voice actor? But Disney in 2000 was like, actually, you know what? I answered my own question.
I think that's just because, and I don't blame Rob for this at all. I like Rob, Yakko, Animaniacs, dude. I like him very much. Maybe they just listened to Yakko's World and were like, wow, he knows a lot of continents.
They were a big fan of that, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Big geography fans.
Panchito was voiced by somebody who
in the movie or the ride?
In the ride. I'm looking this up. He was voiced by somebody of Mexican descent.
That's good.
I'm assuming his name is Carlos Alzaraki.
Carlos. Oh, I know all about Carlos.
You know Carlos?
He was the original voice actor for
Spyro.
Spyro. Yes, I love Carlos.
Yeah, he was Panchito.
He is Argentinian. He has Argentinian parents.
Okay, well, that's better, I guess. But yeah, this movie definitely helped me understand where some of the ideas came from for the Three Caballeros ride. I mean, granted, I watched this film, like I had it on VHS, like most Disney films, but I didn't remember it.
We watched.
You know what I did remember?
Class.
I remembered, really?
One of the days we had a substitute teacher, I think.
And they were just like, I don't know Spanish, so
Yeah, it's foreign language is hard to have a sub for, isn't it?
Yeah. Really wish I knew Spanish because some of the subtitles that were on this, because I watch everything with subtitles, were just all in Spanish, and I was hoping that they would just translate that for me.
They do
They
not.
didn't. Also, just a fun thing. Apparently, there's The Legend of the Three Caballeros. It came out in 2018.
Yeah, there's a
Disney
TV
film,
show. No, it's a TV show.
It's a TV show.
So
and
we
it's
won't
about
watch it.
it's these three birds.
But I don't have a problem with the three birds.
No, they weren't horrible,
I
I
have
guess.
problems with the rest of this and
Mm.
some parts of the three birds, but overall, I love the three birds. The only thing I remembered
Yeah.
about this movie was,
The Three Birds.
yeah, it was their song. I knew their
I
song.
rem-
That was it.
I remember Donald Duck lusting after a bunch of women.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that was really creepy.
didn't enjoy that. I didn't remember that, and I was like, oh, all right.
So I guess does anybody have anything else they'd like to add before we jump into this? 'Cause
Um,
we've already started jumping in.
yeah, I know. I just like to say, are you gonna give us a history of the movie first, or are we gonna jump right into the movie?
I am going to give you a history.
All right, then I have nothing to add.
I guess I should say something. So I went to go see Jungkook's movie
Ah,
today.
how was that?
Ah, Frankie, you are going to like the movie.
Am I?
I'm not going to say because you and me didn't get to see it together, so I'm not going to say anything about it here because I'm not going to ruin anything. But I think the doc. You said you were looking for a documentary.
Yeah, I want
Then
a documentary.
this is what you're going to like this then.
I would like to
But
say, before we also get into it, I had up the podcast page for us to see like if we had any comments or anything. We don't.
do we? Oh,
YouTube
No
or
comments.
Spotify.
No comments, no emails.
cool. Way to
But-
go, listeners.
Send us emails.
But I also have up like the analytics for the episodes and the episode that's coming and the episodes that are coming out. The episode coming out this week is the fucking Saludos Amigos episode.
Yeah, I know.
The film I
Uh.
didn't watch.
Yeah.
The one where Hannah had no idea what we were talking about half the time.
Nope, because I watched Saludos Amigos.
Yeah. You did not watch Los Amigos. You watched the Three Caballeros.
I watched one of the films in Spanish and was very confused.
By the way, real quick, the reason why I didn't go see Jungkook's movie yesterday was because Fandango fucked up. Nobody ordered from Fandango anymore. I don't know why my mother did it, but don't do it. But it's fine. I went there and the girl was really nice and she gave me a shit ton of Jungkook photo cards that are not for sale. And then
I
I
think
got
you
one
need to
today.
befriend her so you can get more.
I don't think she personally has a bunch of Jungkook photo cards. I think the movie theater.
Yeah, I'm saying
a-
she can steal them from her place of employment.
I'm telling you, Hannah, I have like 35.
In how many? They're all in the K-pop closet. Why do you're just gonna add to it?
It's all the same photo card, Hannah.
Okay, you can make a killing on eBay.
I could, but it's not for sale. It says it on the thing. I sent Frankie a photo of the back of it.
Yeah, I got the photo of the back of what looks like a post. I mean, it's not even a postcard. It's like it looks
It's
like
a
a
photo card.
trading card.
It's a photo card.
It looks like someone's challenged me to a Pokemon match. A
To be
Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
fair, photo cards do get traded a lot, depending on if you get your bias or not. All right, so the Three Caballeros. It was made in 1994, and it is an American live action and
I'm sorry, what
animated-
year? What year? 1994?
1944. Sorry, shut up.
We missed a lot of films,
We
but that saves us
jumped.
a lot of time.
Yeah, we're closer to High School Musical now. Nice.
You know why I said it? I've been going through my phone's playlist, and there's a song that came up called Tootsie Roll. I don't know if anybody knows it,
I think we
opens-
all know Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, but he opens the song with saying it's 1994 or something like that. So I think subconsciously that's where it's coming from. Anyway, 1944, American live action and animated musical propaganda anthology film. So
When are we done with the propaganda?
I
When
don't.
are we
I don't
done
know.
with the anthology films?
When is the war over?
Well, this one isn't World War propaganda. This is just imperialist propaganda.
But
Right.
we're close because it ended, I think, in 44. It may
Um,
have ended by now, depending on the date.
there.
World War II ended
Um,
September 2nd, 1945.
so no, not yet.
One more year. We're almost
Um,
there.
this was a fun little live action thing again. Kind of feeling that Fantasia vibe. I think Fantasia is our lowest rated one. One of our lowest rated ones.
Fantasia is our second lowest rated.
The Reluctant Dragon is our lowest, correct?
No, you're forgetting about the actual war propaganda. Victory
Oh,
through air
fuck
power
yeah!
is our lowest rated.
I am. So the film premiered in Mexico City on December 21st, 1944. And it was released in the United States on February 3rd, 1945, and in the United Kingdom in March of 1945. It marks the 10th anniversary of Donald Duck, and the plot is an adventure throughout parts of Latin America, combining live action and animation. This is the second of the 6 packaged films released by Walt Disney Productions in the 1940s, following Saludos Amigos. It is notable for being one of the first feature-length films to incorporate traditional animation with live-action actors.
Oh, that means 4 more anthology films. Fuck.
You're
Are
right.
they
I believe
all
next
with
is
the birds?
No.
no. The next one I believe is Melody Time, and I love Melody Time. So not all of the anthologies are awful.
Okay, I'm gonna trust
So
you.
I
I'm
love
not
Melody
going to
Time.
trust you.
And I also love Fun and Fancy Free, and that's coming up as well.
I do love fun and fancy free. I will say that. I will admit to that.
Thank you. The film is plotted as a series of self-contained segments strung together by the device of Donald Duck opening birthday gifts from his Latin American friends. Because we know he has Latin American friends from traveling in Saludos Amigos. Several Latin American stars of the period appear, including singers Aurora Miranda, the sister of Carmen Miranda, and Dora, oh gosh, Lutz. I apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name, as well as singer and dancer Carmen Molina. The film was produced as part of the studio's goodwill message for Latin America.
That goodwill message was don't be communist.
The film stars Donald Duck, who, again, over the course of the film, is joined by his old friend. I don't think he's that old. Jose Hiroka, the cigar-smoking parrot from Saludos Amigos, who represents Brazil, and later becomes friends with a pistol-packing rooster named Pantito Pistoles, who represents Mexico. I'm wondering, how do people of Brazil and people of Mexico feel about their countries being represented by these two birds?
I have no idea.
I don't think they took it well. I'm going to make a guess.
Well, I can't imagine that Disney would make a ride if people didn't like these characters.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm very curious.
I like these characters, but I'm neither Mexican nor Brazilian, so
Yeah, I like the characters too. This was all part of the good neighbor policy. Frankie, do you know anything about the good neighbor policy?
the good neighbor policy. No, it was just trying to it's what I was saying before. It was just trying to be like, hey, the gist of it was we're gonna be improve our relationships with Central and South America, but also, hey, look, the USSR is gonna try and expand its influence as well. So let's kinda
Yeah.
We're going to send the birds. The bird propaganda.
The animated birds.
Yes. Yes,
Um,
yes, yes. We're going to
this-
send this duck.
this was our oh, I forget what the this was our soft power way of trying to stop Soviet influence. And then when it didn't work, we went to our our hard power way of, we sent the CIA in to overthrow their governments.
Right. I'll just give a brief summary for the Good Neighbor policy, just so Hannah is up to date now. So the Good Neighbor policy was a foreign policy, Frankie, you're correct, of the administration of the United States. Franklin D. Roosevelt had towards Latin America. Although the policy was implemented by the Roosevelt administration, President Woodrow Wilson had previously used the term, but subsequently went on to justify U.S. involvement in the Mexican Revolution and occupation of Haiti. Senator Henry Clay had coined the term "good neighbor" in the previous century. President Herbert Hoover turned against interventionism and developed policies that Roosevelt then perfected, and that's in quotes. The policy's main principle was that of non-intervention and non-interference in the domestic affairs of Latin America. It also reinforced the idea that the United States would be a good neighbor and engage in reciprocal exchanges with Latin American countries. Overall, the Roosevelt administration expected that this new policy would create a new economic opportunity in the form of reciprocal trade agreements and reassert the influence of the United States in Latin America. However, many Latin American governments were not convinced, and after a few decades, the United States began its current world police role. World police is in quotations. So I don't think this worked.
I can't believe it. I can't believe this movie didn't work.
Yeah, I know.
The
I can't
Disney
believe
birds failed us. What a shame.
I can't believe
Wow.
Jose didn't work.
What, Panchito? I feel
That
like
cig-
Panchito's more offensive,
That
Frankie.
cigar looks so. I'm not saying that based on offensiveness. I'm just like, why did they think this would help?
I don't know. I
Maybe
don't know.
if it was Disney today, the absolute juggernaut it is,
Be worse.
It'd be way
it
worse.
probably would, but it would literally just be the mouse threatening you with a gun.
The Good Neighbor policy was a campaign by the United States to improve its relations with Latin America. A special concern in the late 1930s was the mounting program of the Nazi propaganda designed to increase Nazism in the Americas, which would weaken U.S. control and divide the Americas. So, to counter the Nazis, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt founded in 1940 to 1991 the Office of the Coordinator of Inter-American Affairs, through which U.S. propaganda efforts could be coordinated. Chief Coordinator Nelson Rockefeller asked Walt Disney to produce a few short films with themes friendly to Latin America, and Disney traveled to Brazil with a creative team to collect images to inspire ideas for such films. The first product of this propaganda program was the animated film Saludos Amigos in 1942. I was going to say 1992. 1942. This film introduced the character Jose, which we talked about before, a Brazilian businessman who takes the form of a parrot. I didn't know Jose was a businessman.
What is his business? I wonder.
I don't know.
I think it's the mob.
I think he sells cigars.
He might sell cigars. The next major film was The Three Caballeros, which brought together Donald Duck, Jose, and a new character from Mexico, Panchito Pistoles, a gun-toting revolutionary rooster. These Disney films were much more successful than previous propaganda efforts.
Do they mean victory through air power?
I'm assuming they mean.
At least this one is better than it's better than Victory Through Air Power in terms of
Yeah, I was
propaganda,
bored the
but like,
entire time.
but
So.
Christ, how is this successful as propaganda?
This was nominated for two Academy Awards for Best Sound Recording and Best Scoring of a Musical Picture.
So music awards.
Yeah, didn't win. Apparently, there's a bunch of other things on here. The Three Caballeros make a lot of appearances throughout Disney history, and there's a whole list of them. I'm not going to get into all of them. There's a House of Mouse episode with them.
I remember that. That's the one I'm like the biggest awareness of. So
they have meet and greets. I guess in September 2006, Panchito and Jose returned to Walt Disney World, where they appeared for meet and greets. They were found outside of the Mexican Pavilion and World Showcase. I did meet Donald in a sombrero. Let's talk about this film. First and foremost, before I go on, you know what? As much as I love the three birds, there's one bird here that steals my heart every single time.
Are you talking about that little fuck?
The Arcuian bird?
The Araquan?
Yeah, Araquan. That's him.
Oh, that little fuck.
I fucking love him.
Excuse me. Was there a
He's in
content
Melody
warning?
Time.
She said before we start the movie.
Good, because I don't know who you're talking about.
I'll send you a picture of him.
You don't know who she's talking about? The
I
Eric
watched
one.
this
Yeah, okay.
2 months
See if
ago.
you remember this. That little fucking red bird that just fucking goes beep, 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 and he fucking steals things from everyone. That little
Okay,
fuck.
yeah, I know the little fuck.
I love him so much. He appeared in a segment in 1947 called Clown of the Jungle. And then once more in Blame It on the Samba from Melody Time.
No, we're
And
gonna see this fuck again.
I love him so much. He's also a regular cast member in The Legend of the Three Caballeros.
Oh well, guess who's not watching the show then? Now, fuck that.
As Ari the caretaker.
He has a job now. All right, maybe he's a little better.
I love him so much. I can't believe you don't like him.
Fucking hate that thing.
So the film, obviously, is celebrating Donald Duck's 10th anniversary, and this consists of 7 segments. So in the film, it's Donald Duck's birthday, namely Friday the 13th. Donald Duck's unlucky, and we know why now.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh no, maybe that's why the film is so bad. Oh, before we start, we did have a content warning.
Oh yes, how could I forget?
We did have a
Disney
content
Plus
warning.
content warning.
Honestly, I don't think this was as bad as Saludos Amigos in the racist stereotype edge. At least the depictions.
I don't think it was as bad. I see why they put it in.
Yeah.
Just to cover their bases, and also because it is propaganda.
It is very stereotypy. Yes.
Yeah.
I will 100% agree it was very stereotypy, but they weren't absolutely 100% offensive. They at least brought some culture into it. Granted, I don't think everybody is wearing all of these outfits all the time, every single day, that type of thing. But we didn't, we didn't draw people really badly.
You didn't have racist stereotype caricatures this time around.
Beautiful. Thank you for saying things in a much more eloquent way, Hannah. That's why we have you here.
Oh, you're so welcome.
We also do learn as well, though, very funny. This movie rated G. Just a quick warning, though, there are depictions of tobacco, so we should all be careful. All be on guard for those tobacco depictions.
Yeah, of course, because we have a businessman who's just selling cigars.
We got the Brazilian cigars. Yes.
We have a bird who's just smoking the entire fucking time.
So it's Donald Duck's birthday, Friday the 13th. I actually found this out because, fun fact, and I encourage people to go watch this, even my fellow co-hosts. Hot Ones released a Donald Duck interview.
Oh my god.
I saw clips of it.
Yeah, it's really cute. It is really cute. And he talks about his birthday being on Friday the 13th. Because Donald Duck is almost 90.
Did they release that this past Friday the 13th?
No, it's been around out. I think I watched it.
I don't watch Hot Ones, I'm sorry.
No, I didn't either. It only came up because I like Disney. And they were like, if you like Disney, you're going to like this episode of Hot Ones. And I was like, I will like this episode of Hot Ones. Thank you. Because Donald Duck is turning like 90 or something, or like 92 or something. Like he's in his 90s. He's an old bird.
That's a very long life for a duck.
Anyway, it's Donald's birthday, and he receives 3 presents from his friends in Latin America. The first present is a film projector, which shows him a documentary about birds called, oh god, Aves Raras, Aves space Raras. I didn't take Spanish, I took French.
Aves Raras.
Yeah, that one. He tries to get this projector set up, and of course it goes wonky. Finally, he does get it set up. He plugs in the projector, and it starts projecting on his ass. And I did laugh. Wasn't expecting it. I was expecting it to like explode or something. Wasn't expecting it to be on his ass. Honestly, and my mom pointed this out because Donald Duck is her favorite character, and she will, every time she sees Donald Duck, whenever we go to Disney, she gets so happy. Maybe I'll give you guys a video of her. She said that there's a lot of Donald Duck butt. He wiggles his butt a lot when he dances. We've seen his butt light up with this projector. A lot of butt.
Donald does show his butt a lot.
He
shows
is a
the butt
duck.
a
Have you
lot.
seen a duck butt?
I'm not saying it's not a cute butt, Hannah. I'm just saying it's a lot. So
He's a duck. He's mainly butt. So he has to shake that ass.
you're right. We don't give bees a hard time, and bees are mostly butt. So the first segment after he gets this projector set up is all about Pablo. Pablo is a penguin who is seeking the warm weather of South America.
So grumpy.
This segment was narrated by Sterling Holloway, reproducing images of penguins of Antarctica.
I love
So
this penguin.
I also love this penguin.
He's so grumpy.
He's so grumpy. He wore his hat the entire journey.
He did.
He wore his hat the entire journey, and then when he finally got to where he needed to go, he had a different hat on. I really enjoy the other penguins. They had a really chunky woman penguin, and then they had a really scrawny penguin who was just fishing, and he was the only one who was helping Pablo towards the end.
I they this scene did make me laugh out loud, or not that scene, but like one that penguin, the very skinny one, when they do the very sad boat launch. That's the only time that was the first laugh, and I think the biggest laugh I had for this entire thing.
Yeah, he comes out because Pablo tries a bunch of different ways to get to South America. First, he tries just walking there. He freezes, and they have to go thaw him out. Then he tries to take his stove with him, walking, and he rolls over and falls down, and they have to thaw him out. Then he uses what are they? The hot water bottles. And then
Yeah.
he ties a bunch of hot water bottles to him, and he melts through the ice, and they have to unfreeze him. And then finally, he's like, "I need a boat," and he makes a boat by just cutting his igloo away, and they launch the boat by this sad little penguin, the little scrawny penguin, coming out with a little top hat and a champagne bottle.
It's so sad.
And he
It's the
just cracks
saddest.
it.
It's the sad, and then he just fucking tosses it into the water and leaves.
Yes. Hannah, I want a picture of the skinny penguin on Instagram.
There will be the penguins on Instagram. Don't you worry. I love the penguins.
Thank you.
This movie started out decently. Like I was like, okay, Donald Duck. It's his birthday. He's opening presents. I get the premise. We cut to the penguins. The penguin short is. I like the penguin short. You got Grumpy Pablo, who I adore.
It's a really fun idea too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just goes all downhill from here.
Anyway, so Pablo finally he goes on a boat. He travels up the long coast of Chile, passing Lima, eventually goes and lands on the Galapagos Islands. So good for Pablo. He finally makes it there. At one point, his boat does melt because it gets hot, and we're not in Antarctica. But he manages to use the bathtub in his igloo because penguins have bathtubs, and the shower head to create a makeshift boat that propels him to the Galapagos Islands. And once he's there and he looks like he's sweating to death, he does not look comfortable. He then was like, sometimes he wishes that he would, like, he thinks about what if I would go back to Antarctica. So it's kind of like the grass is always greener on the other side type thing. How about he just finds a place that has both hot and cold?
Maybe he should try PA.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the answer.
Yeah, Pablo. Does anybody have any other notes about Pablo the Penguin before we move on?
Oh my god. Can we just spend the rest of the time talking about him?
No.
Should we talk about Pesto, the penguin,
There's a pesto?
on TikTok?
I don't know who that is.
Oh my god, you haven't seen the giant baby penguin?
There's a giant baby penguin.
Oh
His
yeah,
name
now
is
I know you're talking
Pesto.
about.
He's an emperor penguin. He's huge. Like he's taller than the full-grown males.
Yeah, this
And
guy's
he's a
gonna
baby.
be a basketball player.
Yeah, really.
Good for him. I'll have to look up pesto
He's an
later on.
absolute unit.
The next segment talks about some odd birds of Latin America. During this part of the documentary, we learn about the Frankie. What is the bird called again? Araquan.
The
Is that it?
Araquan. The Araquan.
The Araquan bird, who
This little
received
fuck.
who received his name because of his eccentric song. Ah, I love him so much. How did you not like him?
He was annoying.
You're annoying. You don't see me complaining.
You just did.
I just said you don't see me complaining. I called you annoying, but I didn't complain about you.
I'm not complaining about him. I just didn't like him, and he kind of. I was like, all right, he's there, and then he ruined the one bird's nest, and then he fucking came back and ruined my day. So
So we learn about different birds, which is kind of neat. I bet you my grandfather would really like this. He likes watching birds. We then shift to a different scenario of a man narrating a story of his childhood. This is The Flying Gachito. This segment has narration provided by Fred Shields and involves the adventures of a little boy from Uruguay who meets and befriends a winged donkey that goes by the name of Burrito, which of course is Spanish for little donkey, which leads me to ask, why are we calling burritos, like the food, little donkeys? Is it because we pack a lot of stuff in there? Like, is that the idea?
well, do you know why they're called burritos
No.
or like little donkeys? I mean,
No.
so burro is donkey. A lot of times for little things or baby animals in Spanish, they just add ito, which it means little. So you have burrito.
Well, thank you. I learned something new.
And no one knows why it's called burrito. You're right. Some people think it's because it derives from it like carrying having a lot of stuff in it, similar to how donkeys carry a lot. My
Right.
favorite is that a street vendor who sold them called the children he sold food to burritos because they were stupid.
That's
And
dumb.
so they named them after what he called dumb children.
Anyway, so this is all about this gauchito who is he finds a winged donkey up in the hills. He was looking for a condor's nest or something. This narrator seems to get very confused very quickly. Anyway, finds a donkey. He's like, I'm going to train this donkey. At first, I thought he was going to kill the donkey or like try and eat the donkey or something, but I was glad he didn't. He's going to train this donkey to win in a race. So they go enter a race, and after some hiccups, they end up winning the race. This little gachito and donkey, winged donkey, are then chased away by people who are mad he won the race, I guess. Or are they mad because he cheated? Because the donkey
They're
had
mad
Witchcraft.
because he cheated. You can't fucking fly in a horse race.
It's witchcraft. They're running him out of town. They're going to try to burn him at the stake.
You can't fly in a horse race. This kid is a cheater and a fucking scam artist, and I will have the
Is
law.
this the origin of Flim Flam?
What?
Could be. The
Our
origin
last
of Flim
Scooby Doo episode that was released was the 13 Ghosts. This
Oh,
child's
yes.
actually Flim Flam.
Maybe. That's how he escaped to the other town, but with the flying donkey.
with the
Mhm.
flying donkey. So the narrator ends the segment by saying he and the donkey were never seen again.
He
So
went to the Himalayas.
the next present that Donald goes to open, because we're all done with the projector now, is a book given to Donald by Jose.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
20 minutes in, we get the second Caballero. Jesus Christ. It's
Yep. This book tells of Bahia, which in the film it's spelled Baia. Incorrect. The state of Bahia is spelled Bahia. Way to go, Disney. The state of Bahia is one of Brazil's 26 states. Didn't know Brazil had 26 states. Jose keeps asking Donald if he's been to Bahia, and Donald keeps saying no. And then finally, Donald turns it around on Jose and is like, have you been to Bahia? And Jose's like, no, I haven't.
It's fantastic that this whole part is just Jose going, hey, You ever been to this great town? Nah, that sucks for you. Let me describe everything you've been missing out on. Why you should be sad about it. But also, I've never been here. What if the place sucks?
If the place sucks, but it
Man,
doesn't.
we don't know that.
We do know because they end up going to Bahia.
And all we do is see a singing cookie salesman. What do you mean?
Jose shrinks them both down. Well, I think he's just shrinks Donald down. I think he's already shrunk. So that they can enter the book and go to Bahia. They ride a train to Bahia, which seems to be a really messy and rocky train ride. And then that bird comes in, my favorite character. He swoops in
To ruin the day yet again.
to draw different train tracks and then proceeds to lay in the middle of the one train track. I think he just wanted to get run over.
He's just a dick. What is he doing? Why is he doing this to the poor? That train is already struggling.
And the train breaks apart. And each segment of the train goes onto a different track.
He could have killed Jose and Donald. This man.
Honestly, I don't think he could have because before he came into the picture, this train went underwater.
This
So
man
Jose-
attempted. Well, Donald's fine. He can swim.
What about Jose?
Donald's fine. He can swim.
What about Jose?
Look, Jose, maybe his cigars will get a little wet, but I'm sure he'd be fine.
They meet up with several locals who dance a lively samba, but we see that Donald ends up pining for one girl, the Yaya, who is the cookie seller, but fails and gets jealous of other men. By the way, all of these other men, and the cookie seller is a live person, a human being, a
This
live
is the
action.
first time we've got to the live action part in the anthology. And this is
Um,
the first time Donald is
Trying to
lusting
fuck
after,
a human woman.
yeah, lusting after a human woman. It won't be the last in this film.
Donald, of course, gets jealous. This woman sings a song, a samba, with a bunch of these guys that are pining after her. At one point, obviously, she's like leading all of these guys on, and she keeps like turning them down. So they all find partners of her own, and she gets left alone. But Donald's like, "Here you go," gives her flowers, and she kisses Donald.
Well, at one point, they also have to compete with every man's biggest fear, a tangerine salesman.
You're right.
Which
You're
everyone
right.
knows, if a tangerine salesman shows up, just pack your bags. You're done. You're out of the
Right.
competition.
I think at one point as well, two men start fighting and they morph into two cocks fighting.
That part was cool though. Like they're doing a
Was
little
it?
fight dance.
Cockfighting's not cool,
No,
Frankie.
but they're doing a little fight dance, and then it becomes like an animation of the two chickens fighting, and then
It was
it
weird.
transitions back to them dancing. I thought it was like a cool little like animation transition.
It was a good transition. I'll give it that. I wish it wouldn't have been cocks. Maybe deer or something.
But the movie has a bird aesthetic, so
You're a bird aesthetic. Donald does get kissed by a human woman.
I have a question for Hannah.
Dear God, what is it?
Is the interactions with human women in this movie weirder, or the interaction in Scooby Goes Hollywood where that woman is singing a love song with Scooby?
Oh God.
I would give Donald Duck a kiss, and Donald Duck technically, maybe they are seeing Donald Duck as like the costume Donald Duck character. So
He's
I feel
clearly
like this
not
is
though.
like,
He's clearly duck-sized.
shut up, Frankie.
I'm going to say that Scooby Goes Hollywood is weirder because
Thank you.
here it's just like, let me like kiss the duck on its head real quick. Whereas in Scooby Goes Hollywood, she is singing a full-on love song to Scooby.
That's fair. That's fair.
This is where the seller named Yaya, who's portrayed by Aurora Miranda, the dancing that she does is really reminiscent of like the old MGM kind of musical vibes. Like I was really feeling it. Really wish they would have spelled Bahia correctly, especially since this was a good neighbor policy. You think they would have gotten somebody to be like,
Was
"Hey
it-
guys,
Was it spelled differently in the 40s?
let me look."
I don't think so. I think Disney just got it wrong.
I mean, I'm not surprised by that, but maybe the H wasn't there. I don't know.
Spin Bahia.
It's named after a captain with that name,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and that's how he
I
spelled
don't
it.
know anything about Brazil. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, we all have American education, which means that we only know about America.
Exactly.
I
Or
didn't even know Brazil had
not
states.
a man, but it's named after like a title. There's like thing called the captaincy of Bahia.
So it has historical roots.
Yeah.
Anyway, once the samba ends, Donald and Jose leave the book. Does anybody have anything else to say about this Bahia segment?
Um. No, I said all I did. I
Okay.
have to. Oh, I just want to say after this segment, we're 41 minutes into the movie.
We
Well,
haven't
this
met
is
our third guy.
we don't have the Three Caballeros, all of them. We just started the Three Caballeros song as we do this, and all we've seen is Jose, Donald, and this fucking Eric.
We spent
I
more
love them.
time in Antarctica than we have South America.
So upon returning from their book, Donald realizes that he is too small to open his third present. Jose shows Donald how to use black magic to return himself to the proper size.
I didn't know
Doesn't go
Jose
well
was
for
a
Donald.
wizard.
Yeah, also didn't know. Doesn't go well for Donald. Works out really well for Jose. And Jose, while Donald's just having a mess of a time and turns into like jelly at some point, I'm pretty sure. Like he basically doesn't have a spine at one point. He just wiggles constantly. Jose just laughs at him. After opening the present, he meets Panchito.
Yeah,
He's a
he's here, and he's
yeah,
got guns.
native of Mexico. Yeah. At one point, he shoves a gun in Donald's face.
How
Yeah,
very American of him.
he's making Donald feel at home.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then Panchito arrives. Is Panchito your favorite?
Fucking love Panchito.
I'm a Jose girl myself. The trio then take the name the Three Caballeros and have a short little celebration in which they sing the Three Caballeros song.
What a song it is. Although they do lie to us. The song does have a bold lie inside of it.
What's the bold lie?
It says we are always together. They have been together for 45 minutes of this fucking movie.
Yes.
I checked the time. It's been 45 minutes. They're just now together.
There's
Also, I
only like
feel like
15 minutes left.
yeah. Also, I feel like this is the first time Donald has met Panchito.
It is.
It definitely
Okay.
is.
It's also the
Okay.
first time Jose's met Panchito.
Yeah,
And
he
they
just
just are
appears.
best friends. Hey, apparently, Hannah, birds just make friends really quickly. It must be a bird thing.
Panchito and Jose very charismatic though.
Yeah.
So
After they sing the Three Caballeros, Panchito then presents Donald his next present, a pinata. During this segment, Panchito tells Donald of the tradition behind the pinata, which I would love to say I hope is a real thing, because if so, that's kind of interesting. I'm afraid to trust anything that Disney is telling me in this movie. I'm not even sure if Brazil actually has 26 states. I know that they do.
I thought you
Does
were gonna.
Brazil even exist?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna say. I'm not sure if Brazil exists.
No, I'm not that bad. This segment tells the story of a group. Well, it tells the story of the pinata, the history of the pinata. A group of Mexican children who celebrated Christmas by reenacting the journey of Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Saint Joseph, searching for a room at the inn.
There ain't no room. I know that much.
Yeah, they obviously keep getting turned away. Real quick, guys, this is the first. Is this the first time like we've talked about Mary and Joseph on our Christian parenting podcast?
My God, it is. It only
Talking
took you 49 episodes, dear listeners, to get to the Christian parents, the
yeah,
OGs.
and now I'm gonna breeze right by it. Las Posadas. Posada meant inn or shelter, and their parents, they would go around to each house, would tell them no posadas at each house until they came to one where they were offered shelter in a stable. Once they were offered shelter, they celebrated and led to the festivities, including breaking of the pinata. He was given a pinata, was told a story of Christmas. I'm wondering, if the pinata is meant for Christmas, is it Christmas right now? Is Donald's birthday like December?
December 13th.
It can't
December
be.
13th.
Although,
So
to be fair, the movie the movie released in December in Mexico,
you're right.
so it is Christmas.
It is Christmas. I did really like the animation at this part, like the little stills for a second, and then we get to Donald Duck trying to break open his own pinata as well, which did not work out well. And he peeked. He peeked. In order to hit his pinata, he had to peek through his little blindfold, the little cheater.
Well, to be fair to Donald, Donald, Jose and Panchito were lifting the pinata away.
That's what you're supposed to do.
No, you can't do that when the other person doesn't know.
Yeah, you can.
That's mean. That's
That's the
bullying.
point.
That's the whole point. Have you never played pinatas? Like
A
you never
proper
bashed a
pinata?
Whenever I did pinatas, it was just hanging, and then you would like blindfold the person and spin them around, and
Yeah,
then
you're
they would
supposed
hit it. But no one would
You're supposed
move
to
the
lift it.
pinata.
you're supposed to have it like basically on a pulley where you lift it up and down.
Seems like a
Yeah.
bullying. That seems like an opportunity to bully people.
No, that's how it's supposed to go, dumbass.
It's supposed to be the parent lifting
And then
the rope from
eventually you let
everyone.
them have it. It gives all the kids a turn. You don't want just all of the kids just whacking, because then the person who's at the last in line isn't gonna have a good whack. You give each kid one whack by lifting it up. So you didn't go to a good birthday party then, Frankie.
I think I had fun. I don't.
It's supposed to be so like the super strong kids get it in one go.
Yeah,
Because I was always the weak bitch in the back.
I
right.
was always the weak bitch in the back.
I was pretty good at fucking whacking pinatas.
I couldn't whack the pinata, but I could dive and grab that candy.
I was good at whacking the pinatas, and I was also good at bobbing for apples.
I don't have those skills.
I got a big mouth.
Apple bobbing is the bane of my existence.
I'm real good at it.
I never bobbed for apples.
You've never Maybe I'll have a bobbing for apples station at my Halloween party.
I would always try to pick one that had the stem on and then just bite the stem and gently lift it out.
No, I always clip the stems.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And won't be bobbing for apples at your party. I'm gonna ruin my makeup that way.
Frankie, are you wearing makeup?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So, well, last year you did wear makeup, so
That's true. I laugh and say no, I'm not, but I did wear makeup last year.
yeah, face paint, but I'm still gonna count it. I don't want your face paint to get ruined. After he bursts open the pinata, there's a bunch of little surprises in there, and as the celebration draws to a close, Donald is fired away by firecrackers in the shape of a ferocious bull toy. The firecrackers, which, by the way, were lit with Jose's cigar.
How else you gonna light them?
Yeah.
Where was I? Yeah. He opened his pinata. We then move on to Panchito giving Donald and Jose a tour of Mexico City. This is where the flying carpet comes around, or sorry, flying serape. This is where several Mexican dances and songs are learned here. And where Donald is pining for a bunch of women.
This is where we learned
Yeah.
that.
He wants to pursue every single one he sees. The first ones are in like these big fancy dresses. He tries to woo them by breaking into their dance. Although he does ask if he could cut in. I guess I shouldn't say he broke into their dance. He did ask. I think the second is the beach. Is the second one the beach? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, where he just chases them around on the beach
Yeah.
like a freak.
That
Yeah.
was concerning.
Yeah, Donald Duck's a lech in this movie. He's real creepy.
If a duck was chasing me, I would fear for my life.
Also, Daisy Duck does exist at this point.
She does.
Donald Duck a philanderer? Is he cheating on Daisy?
He's trying to cheat on Daisy.
Yeah, he's not getting success, but he is trying to cheat on Daisy.
That's why I don't think they were ever married in any of like the like
Because she
Three
knows.
Musketeers. Yeah, because she's not dumb. He does end up kissing Jose while blindfolded. At some point, Donald Duck, I think he's pulled out of the book that has all of the girls on the beaches in their little
Thank
swimsuits.
God.
He tours the nightlife of Mexico City, where he looks up to the sky, I guess sees the singer, who is Dora Lutz, singing the song You Belong to My Heart.
Can I say this is where I wrote we have 10 minutes left of this movie. I wanted it to end 20 minutes ago. This movie being 30 minutes longer than Saludos Amigos should be a war crime.
That's why we have the content warning then.
This movie went God. Oh, it was I thought it was almost over and I was like, "Oh yeah, it is." And we only have 10 minutes left, but I was like, I felt like we should have ended this a while ago.
We should have ended it a while ago.
Frankie, you said something to me before we started recording and we were waiting for Amanda.
Yeah. Oh, I'll say it now. Yeah.
I
Um,
said that because in the other bird propaganda film, I said that this one was torturous.
You did. And so I went in with low expectations of the movie and it was they were worse. The movie was worse than my low expectations. I will say this movie did surprise me in the fact that it was worse than I expected it to be with low expectations.
It had the Hannah stamp of disapproval.
It did. So I went in like, all right, I don't know how good this will be. Probably not that good. And then it was worse than what I thought. This whole
um,
next scene is just a fucking acid trip.
it's we then have several imagined kisses uh led to Donald going into the love is a drug scene, quote unquote.
It certainly was a fucking drug.
Donald constantly envisioned sugar rush colors, flowers, and Panchito and Jose popping in at the worst moments, making chaos. The scene then changes after Donald manages to dance with Carmen Molina. The two dance and sing the song La Sandunga?
La Sandunga.
That one. Yep. Carmen begins by singing the song with Donald quacking out the rest of the chorus with her. The drunkenness, quote unquote, slows down for a second after Donald multiplies himself while dancing, but speeds up again when Carmen reappears just dressed in a um, Chaharo's outfit and uses a horsewhip as a conductor's baton to make cacti appear in many different forms while dancing to Jazzita and Chihuahua, a trademark song of the Mexican Revolution. This scene is notable for providing the masterful combination of live action and cartoon animation, as well as the animation of the cacti.
This is where the movie truly derailed for me, and I started making my lunch.
The scene is interrupted when Panchito and Jose suddenly spice things up for the finale of the film, and Donald ends up battling the same toy bull with wheels on its legs. However, the catch is that now it is loaded with fireworks and other explosives, following with a fireworks finale with the words "the end" exploding from the fireworks. First in
Thank
Spanish,
God.
with the colors of the Mexican flag. The second in Portuguese, the colors of the flag of Brazil. And then finally in English, in the flag colors of the USA. And that's the
Woof.
end of the
Woof.
Three Caballeros. All right, let's rank this stuff.
Let's talk about this for a minute. Let me can I say something real fast?
You can say as much as you want.
Look, the Pedro short was great. We all agree on that. We all love
It's
Pedro.
Pablo.
Oh, is it
Pedro was the
Pablo?
plane.
Pedro is the plane. I wrote Pedro. That's how much I was paying attention to this film after the acid trip. All right, Pablo. We all love Pablo the penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Pablo is great. But that short was like barely about South America, so it could have been in any movie that they wanted it
Right.
to be in. They really should have just made this movie about the Three Caballeros and go on like a musical adventure through South
Mm-hmm.
America instead of whatever the fuck this was.
An anthology.
Yeah, I know, but like it wasn't a good anthology.
We've yet to really see one.
That's fair. It's a bold thing to call your movie The Three Caballeros when they're only there for the last like 30 minutes of the film. And all the other shit's there. There was a flying donkey at one point.
We
Which is
started
that the
in the
same flying?
Antarctic.
Wait,
Yeah.
was that the same flying donkey from the Fantasia thing?
Maybe. I have no idea.
You remember Bacchus had a flying donkey?
He did. Maybe it was the same flying donkey. I was so excited, and I wanted just a I knew it wasn't just like a Three Caballeros movie, but I thought it was gonna be better. And then I realized, oh, it's probably not gonna be good because of Hannah. And then it was worse than even that. I want a Three Caballeros movie.
We don't have a movie, but we have a TV show.
Yeah, but I want a movie that doesn't include that fucking Eric Bird.
Why don't you ride the ride then? I don't think he shows up on the ride. I would have
Man,
remembered,
I'm gonna go on that next time I go to Disney.
which is going to be with me in
I'm gonna go
2025.
on that. I'm gonna go on that ride, and it's just gonna be there like the entire time. I'm gonna lose my mind.
I don't think he's. Let me double check.
I'm gonna drown myself on the boat ride at Disney because of that bird.
Oh, don't drown yourself in that stagnant water.
In game, in game. I'll drown myself in game. Yeah, Hannah, you were right when you said this was torture. I did give up watching it and just started making lunch.
He does have a cameo appearance.
No,
Can't do the
no.
ride then.
Where is he hiding? He just shows up in a short segment, and he's not even like an animatronic or anything. He just shows up in an animated sequence as he accidentally spins uh around on a sombrero and then spins out of frame. So we only see him once.
That's
So
actually
much so
kind
that
of
I didn't
cute.
even recognize him.
What'd you say, Hannah?
I said that sounds kind of cute. That's actually cute.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's fine, Frankie. We'll write it together, and I'll make sure that I have you look the other way when the
When
aircon
he
bird
shows
shows
up,
up.
yeah, you just blindfold me.
Yeah, I'll just cover your eyes for a minute. All right, let's rank this bitch.
All right, where do you want to rank it?
Well, you gotta give me the ranking.
I can't give you the whole list after we get to 10. We're still at,
Give
under
us the
10.
bottom 5.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you some questions and we'll determine from there, all right?
That's good. I'm
Is
good with
it
that.
is it better than Saludos Amigos?
Oh no,
Okay. Is it better than Pinocchio?
no,
Is it better than The Reluctant Dragon?
yes,
Okay.
I think so. Would you agree with that one?
This is all your ranking.
Yeah, I know, but I also want to be fair.
I think it's
I'm
better
yeah,
than The Reluctant
Yeah,
Dragon. I fucking really
yeah.
hate it. I really
That
hated The
was
Reluctant Dragon. So Three Caballeros is slotted in at number 6. That's
there's no
it's
villains.
there's no
There's no
villains,
protagonist.
no protagonists. The heartbreaking moment is the movie existing, but can't really rank that.
Yeah. So
No sidekicks.
I don't know.
I
Actually, there
could
is a sidekick, the aircorn bird, and he goes at number 1.
The Eric Bird's not a sidekick.
He is a sidekick.
He's the villain of the movie. He fucking tries to kill Donald and Jose at one point. So
No,
I think there's a main character. I think we should say Donald.
I can't put Donald
as a
in.
protagonist, I think
Yeah.
we should group the Three Caballeros as a unit.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Where do you want to put them?
Ask me some questions.
Well, we only have 5 of those, so I can give you the whole list for that.
Okay.
Mr. Benchley is last.
Okay, they're definitely better than him.
Snow White,
Uh,
Pinocchio is 3, Dumbo is 2, Bambi is 1.
I think they're above Snow White, but below Pinocchio.
All right, so number 4, the Three Caballeros.
Is that fair? I feel like that's fair.
I think they're better than Snow White as a character.
Yeah.
Snow White isn't that hard to beat.
Yeah, she doesn't really do much.
Exactly. So
She
I
just
didn't think.
it's really sad. She just exists in her own movie.
And I feel like I can't put them above Pinocchio because like Pinocchio went on a find himself journey.
Yeah, he actually
Yeah,
does
these
stuff.
guys have done nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did.
They shot some guns.
They shot some guns and set off
They
some
smoked some
fireworks.
cigars.
Yeah, they smoked some cigars.
They sung some songs.
They sing a fucking banger of a song.
That's something that I feel like we should start tracking as well.
It's fucking bangers.
Is bangers. Like because obviously we're gonna get to Disney musical like moments, like big like things, you know, Beauty
Okay.
and the Beast.
All right. Are there any songs you want to put on the list then? I'll go through the movies. Victory Through Air Power. No.
Absolutely
There's
not.
fucking no music.
I will.
Fantasia.
I have the movie list right here. So let's
No.
start with number one, Snow White. What would be Snow White's? I
Iconic
think
song.
I think it's
I
Hi
think
Ho.
I think it's I'm Wishing.
No, it can't be. It's got to be Hi Ho.
You're right.
I think
You're
of
right.
Hi Ho before I think of I'm Wishing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yep. All right. So Hi Ho.
All right. Hi Ho.
Pinocchio. Yeah, Pinocchio. When You Wish Upon a Star. Obviously.
Definitely. Where is
Yeah.
that? Is that better or
That's
worse than Hi
that
Ho?
has to be number one right now. I think.
Okay. When
Um.
you gotta slow down. Oh no, I'm typing. When you wish
It's
upon a
fine.
star.
Fantasia had too many songs, and none of them are like Disney originals.
Yeah, I was gonna
So,
say none of those are originals.
Dumbo, because Reluctant Dragon didn't have shit. Dumbo is When I See an Elephant Fly.
Yeah, where are we putting that?
Man, that is a bop. If I honestly, I'm gonna bop more to if I see it when I see an elephant fly than I am to Hi Ho.
That's fine. All right, I'll put that
So
second.
Bambi is the April Shower song, for sure.
And where are we putting the April showers?
I think it's better than Hi Ho, but
Okay.
I don't think again. I'm not gonna bop to it.
Then we have what was after Bambi? Saludos, right?
Saludos Amigos.
That one doesn't have any fucking bangers though.
Those aren't any originals, so
No.
because it was just that one song from like the Carnival, and that again isn't a Disney original, so I'm not counting it. So it would be the Three Caballeros because Victory Through Air Power didn't have anything. So the Three Caballeros, Frankie, I'm gonna let you decide this one.
Oh. All right. I'll be honest here. I'll be honest.
Hmm.
It's number two. I can't put it above When You Wish Upon a Star.
You're right.
That's such a fucking classic, right?
Yeah, you
That
can't.
is the Disney marketing song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to beat When You Wish Upon a Star.
It's gonna be a while until we get to like those actual ones where they're like, "Oh, we're good at this music shit, aren't we?"
We should just do that. Hunchback, I think, is gonna dominate.
But
Ooh,
but but Three
Hercules.
Caballeros is such a great song that I remember versions of it that are after this one as well
Yeah,
because they redo the song on the House of Mouse with different lyrics
they do.
But
and
you're
it's
gonna hit
still
the
good.
Disney Renaissance. You're gonna have Alan Menken music.
You're gonna
Yeah,
hit
and
that.
Alan Menken's so fucking hard to beat.
You're gonna hit like when they do.
You're gonna hit maybe by the time we're 90 and we're still doing this podcast, we'll get to the Lin-Manuel Miranda era as
Whoa,
well.
whoa, whoa! What are we talking about? We're gonna hit well before the Lin-Manuel Miranda era. We're gonna hit everyone's favorite Disney song.
Should we
Bet
do? I want to be
bet
like
on
you.
it.
Oh.
Yes, both to both of those. Yes.
That one is gonna. That is the quintessential moment of like the quintessential song of High School Musical too.
It's the best song from all three movies. I will
It
stand
is.
by that.
Pop to the Top exists.
Yeah, but Bob to the Top doesn't have Zac Efron singing to his own reflection and the reflection singing back to him, and then he splashes his reflection away in anger.
I remember fangirling so hard watching that scene. We had a High School Musical 2 party. I had a High School Musical 2 party where we just had a party and watched High School Musical 2. And then Disney had two channels. They had a channel that aired like 2 hours after like the original airtime. So then we just fucking watched it again.
And I
As
will
one
And we just
does.
I will also
screamed.
say I showed this video to I think I showed this video to Amanda a while
Which
ago,
one?
but the video where someone did this years ago, but the dance to Bet on it syncs up perfectly with Let It Go.
Yeah, it does.
So when they play Let It Go to the dance from Bet on it, and it's fucking hysterical.
I think I've seen that
It's
video. Yeah.
there's a lot that the Bet on It dance goes to. The next Disney movie, I was wrong, guys. It's Make Mine Music.
Oh, so we get a fucking break from the Araquan? Nice. Thank God.
Yeah, the Eric Kwan doesn't show up for another. We have Make My Music, Song of the South, Fun and Fancy Free, and then the Eric Kwan shows up again.
Thank you.
We're
Don't thank
almost
me.
to Song of the South.
Well, yeah, not thank you to Song of the South, but
Oh no.
Yeah.
Come
Hey,
back
well,
in 8 weeks
Zippity
for
Doodah
that
is a good.
one.
It's a good song.
it's a
So
good
that's
song.
Zippity Doodah.
Oh, I forgot about the song.
Song of the South is not a good movie, Frankie. I will never go on record and say that, but Zippity Doodah is a good song,
If
and
you
that
say
shit will get stuck in your head.
if you ever say Song of the South is a good film, I'm going to assume something's wrong and I'm gonna call the police.
I would, yeah. Somebody has held me captive. Maybe the mouse. Although I doubt it because, yeah, I feel like I need to talk about this now. I watched some of. I watched all of the Tiana's Bayou Adventure ride. When you go up the hill on Splash Mountain, I was expecting Friends from the Other Side to be playing some other stuff. It's bad, guys. It's so bad. It's
I
not good.
don't watch rides, so I wouldn't know.
It's not good. I will say special effects fantastic. Animatronics also really cool. As for the storytelling aspect, there's no like sense of suspense or anything. So, and that's what you got on Splash Mountain, right? You saw Briar Rabbit being cooked in a pot.
Sure, we did. Yeah,
Did you not ride Splash Mountain?
I did.
I was gonna say, because that one's not a hidden ride, Frankie.
No, I know. I did ride Splash Mountain.
I'll talk more about this later, but I think it's a smart move for Disney to distance themselves from Song of the South. I just wish they had a distance themselves in a better storytelling way. Because The Princess and the Frog is a dope movie.
I haven't seen
Tiana
that
is
We
one
movie.
had
of the
really,
best princesses.
this could have been awesome, and it's not that awesome. So Disney, let's fix some shit.
All right. Well,
Frankie, your episode.
next week we're going back to WCW.
And
Oh
it's
no.
episode 50.
Yeah, we're
You
going
can't
back.
do episode 50 of wrestling thing.
I can, and I will. It's September 18th, 1995 episode of Nitro, the third episode. We've got the debut of a tag team on that episode. So that's exciting. The American males are going to debut.
That
Hulk
at
Hogan
least
is
it's not the
dead.
American alpha males.
Oh god, that'd
Hey,
be
hey,
horrible.
Hulk Hogan, he probably will show up. I don't know, but I'm looking at the card right now. Hulk Hogan does not have a match, so we do not have to watch Hulk Hogan wrestle.
Last time we saw him, he was dead on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's where I would like him to stay.
Yeah.
And it's a Nitro episode with Mongo on commentary, and we all know what that means.
Pepe.
Pepe's back.
We gotta rate. We'll rate his outfit.
We will have a Pepe. We're all on Pepe watch.
Hannah's Pepe Minute. Be back.
We're all excited for that. So, yes, returning back to wrestling. I'm very excited because I want to try to get. I'm not saying all my episodes I already made the promise are not going to be wrestling, but I have an idea for how to continue the WCW if we ever get through it in 90 years from now.
When we're ancient.
Yeah, when we're ancient, I have a
Or
idea.
whenever we start doing episodes on the reg.
Yeah, more than one a week.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that'll never
Make
happen.
us so popular we can all quit our day jobs.
When we start getting paid for this.
Yeah.
When you make us the most viral podcast ever.
Please
But
do.
before then,
I want to quit my day job.
In order to do that, we got to take care of some business at the end of this episode. So, if you are as of recording, we are only on YouTube and Spotify. If you are listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for notification when each episode is uploaded on Wednesday, and when each bonus episode is uploaded on a random date. I finish the editing. That's fun. If you're listening to us on Spotify, remember to leave a review and leave a comment on your thoughts about the episode on the episode itself. You can answer a question. Each episode has a question, and the question is simply, what did you think about the episode? Answer it, please. That'd be helpful. That'd be nice. If you would like to help us out on either website, you can share the episode with a friend. Doesn't matter how we get the view, but we like it, so please share with your friends on YouTube, share with your friends on Spotify, but share it around so you can spread the word of this show. If you would like to send us an
Share us
email.
with Walt Disney's head.
Yeah, he might like it. He might like our thoughts about his movies.
I swear he doesn't exist.
Walt Disney never existed. You heard it here, folks.
That's not what I meant.
Walt Disney was never real, like William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare is missing his head.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I think maybe he's like a time traveler and he's actually Walt Disney and then he got his head chopped off.
Yep.
Nice.
And it's now frozen and kept in the Disney vault.
That's our new conspiracy theory. We're going to spread that conspiracy theory. It's a good one. If you would like to send us an email with any questions, any thoughts about the Disney William Shakespeare head conspiracy theory, any ideas for an episode, or just any thoughts you have of the show, but mostly questions, we'd like to answer some fan questions, then you can do so by sending us an email over at
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR. Send us your most unhinged conspiracy theories, please. I would love to read them.
Don't do that, actually. Please don't. Not your
No,
most
I
unhinged.
want to read them. I want to read how you don't think ducks are real.
Your second most unhinged conspiracy theories. If you would like to see some artwork done by Amanda, some pictures put up by Hannah, for context images of the episodes, out of context images of the episodes, some memes created. If you want to see a fucking skinny penguin,
yeah, Skinny Penguin will be up on Nothing to See Here's Instagram, Nothing to See Here pod.
and you can take place in some polls that we do. We can no longer do quizzes because Instagram hates fun and quizzes were taken away. But you can do some fun polls over on our Instagram. Like, you put one up this week about your episode.
Yeah, do you bow down to Christine de Pizan?
I voted yes.
I also voted yes. We
We're
all
with you.
voted yes.
Everyone voted yes.
Yeah.
I think that's all the business to take care of, unless anyone else has any other business they'd like to put forward. That's a no. The episode is done. Join us next week for some more wrestling, and join us for all of our future episodes about Disney movies. Next time, we'll be doing another anthology film. We will never be free. We will never see a movie with one story to tell. Goodbye and good night.
Bye.
Bye bye.